Patriots, welcome to another edition of On the Road from the Truck. It's Friday, February the 9th, 2024, and I'm heading east, hopefully to arrive home, and appreciate you tuning in and following our Hope for Survival YouTube channel. Thank you for your support. It's been a crazy week, as always. The title of this video is The Great Diversion. Earlier this week, one of the evenings, I was having dinner with some Hope for Survival Patriots in Huntsville, and during our conversation solely on preparedness, one of our Patriot sisters made the comment that earlier she had been speaking to her husband, and they were talking about how nothing made sense and how everything seemed upside down. What was right is wrong, and what's wrong is right. Left is right, and right is left. And as time is passing, it's becoming harder and harder to make sense of things before us each day. Well, there is no magic answer except most of the diversion is intended. Most of the things that we are hearing is not true. Most of the things we're seeing is false. And there's a reason behind it. As long as you keep people off kilter and uncertain and unsure, they can't come to conclusions in the big picture. So why the Great Diversion? In recent weeks, I've listened to some reputable voices talking about what they're seeing south of the border, country by country, and it makes sense. We basically have two things that are taking place. We have an immigration crisis that is getting worse all the way across the southern border. There's hundreds of thousands of individuals from 70 to 80 countries headed towards or at the U.S. border now. And the numbers are increasing. There's absolutely no effort to slow them down, turn them back. They're being allowed into the country. Asylum seekers or not. There's a second group of individuals who are coming towards the border, who are Chinese. And unlike the other group from 70 plus nations who are being forced to trek the 60 plus miles through the Darien Gap, the wild jungle, many of them die, catch diseases, raped, robbed, kidnapped. They're being forced to trek the mileage through the gap, where those who are from China are being diverted from the gap, put on boats, floated around the gap, put back on land above the gap. There's also numerous private camps that are set up where only the Chinese people are allowed to enter. No reporters are allowed, and the individuals who are going into these camps for showers, food, doctors, medicine will not talk to reporters, and they almost seem angry when reporters approach them. Last week, I put some information in the newsletter on this, and this week in the newsletter that posts in the next 30 minutes, there's multiple videos, interviews of individuals who have quality information on what they witnessed in their opinion of what's taking place below our border. An immigration crisis and an invasion. Two separate things. It is also believed the U.S. Air Force is now flying C-17s south of our border into Ecuador, and they're loading thousands of these individuals, non-Chinese, and they're bringing them into different cities around America. Something we got to keep in mind, I do believe, is the President of the United States does not have the authority to act on the border. It has to be from Congress. And who is controlling Congress right now? I believe it is the GOP. Why are we seeing no actions on stopping the inflow of refugees coming into our country? Sure, there's all the hoopla about a bill and $118 billion and $20 billion of it was for the border. Well, did you read what the money was to be spent for the border? It was to create more programs and more agencies to handle the refugees coming in, more technologies. I have a great suggestion. Why don't you read the Constitution and enforce the laws that are existing on the books today? Not happening. We're seeing absolutely no effort other than word jargon and spats back and forth, but as usual, no action. It's not just in Texas, it's all the way across the border. Thousands and hundreds of thousands. They've already broken the record for 2024. Number coming into the country. So I hear lots of questions and have my own thoughts on. So what is the reason they're allowing all of these refugees into our country? Step away from the border and focus on Agenda 2030 and think of the name Klaus Schwab and who he represents and what they represent. The one world government global medicine, global security, global law, equality across the board. One of the last holdouts on committing to the global effort has been the United States up until recent years. What is the easiest way to convert the United States military into a global military? What if there is a plan to take thousands and thousands and thousands of refugees and put them into the U.S. military, where it would look more like a global military, world military, taking orders not from the United States, but from a global government? It would fit that mold pretty good, wouldn't it? I think so. So as time plays out, we're going to see more and more diversions, things that are not going to make sense. And while we are confused, scratching our heads, trying to figure it out, things are going to continue to press forward in the digital arena. Bills they're going to try to put forth. The paramilitary bill is one of them. It's things that we have little to no control over that are continued to tighten the noose around us. Decreasing the amount of available food, putting laws on and restrictions on growing home gardens, restrictions on water access. Just because you have water on the property that you have a deed to under a national emergency, it no longer belongs to you. Keep that in mind. This all came about post 9/11 with the establishment of Homeland Security and the Patriot Act. So I would encourage you to give it a lot of thought. And I would seriously be putting my plans together. Yep, there's that word plans again that so many ignore. I'm telling you from my own past experience. Everything I offer you is from past experience. You need to start looking at what you have, determining what you need. Doing inventories, knowing if you have enough, having backup plans to your primary plans, knowing how your equipment works, working with your community, working with your teams. I don't do predictions, and this has been going on for years. But I have a gut feeling that 2024 is going to be the year. There's just too many things that are occurring. There's too many things occurring, and they're occurring at a rapid pace. It's difficult to keep your head wrapped around all the different things that are happening that could impact us. That's going to create problems. The big thing is you need to focus on access to food, access to water, know how to clean it, know how to grow it. Food, that is. Energy. How are you going to heat? How are you going to cool if you need to cool your home? If you need to cool your long-term storage. You need to be looking at all these things and asking yourself the what-if questions. Okay? Doing your own internal exercises. What if? What if this breaks? What is my backup? How am I going to do this? I don't know how to do it yet. Do you have a book on the shelf that tells you how to do it? That's the whole point of establishing your paper library. We've been talking about these things for several years, and the time is coming quickly that all the things that we've been talking about and covering, you're going to be needing to have it, know how to do it, how to use it, and who you can call on when you need help. So now is a really good time to get out the good book if you haven't already. Get your life right. And make sure you have that part of your life in order. So I will end this video here. I just wanted to share that with you. I do believe the entire flow of humans coming towards our border, one is an immigration crisis, the second is an invasion. And as time plays out, we're going to find out what is the plan for these hundreds of thousands and millions of people who are coming into our country, going to be on our roads, in our schools, in our hospitals, eating our food, and possibly living across from you, living beside you, or living in the next neighborhood over. This is why your 5-mile radius is so important. Soon, it's going to be too late to learn what a 5-mile radius is. That's why I've been trying to bring you all this information and teach all these topics. It wasn't because I didn't have anything else to do. It's because I've been there, I understand it, and I'm trying to replicate it to help you. So, if you like this video, hit like, share it with others. If you haven't joined or subscribed to the HFS YouTube channel, please consider doing so to help us out. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. And I'm sorry I did not get to post a video through this week. Had other things going on in the evenings. So I'll try to get some out this weekend. So take care, keep your head on a swivel, be safe, and keep your feet grounded, keep your chin up. We will get through this somehow, some way. But if you don't prepare and you don't have people around you to help, it's going to be very, very difficult, if not impossible, to do so. Don't forget to be blessed and always give thanks. Bravo Echo out. Thank you for checking out the Hope for Survival YouTube channel. If you are new to Hope for Survival, you can check out our books at our webpage. Book 1, which is Hope for Survival, Getting You Prepared for Disasters, and Book 2, Hope for Survival, The Mindset, are both available for order on the website. We also offer the Hope for Survival football stick, which is a memory stick set up as a digital filing cabinet with files already loaded on there for you to digitally copy items such as deeds, auto transcript for ownership, wills, living wills, loans, banking information, items that if your home burned down or you had some form of a disaster, you could have all your important papers already digitally filed on this stick. All you do is simply drag the digital file into the appropriate preset folder so that you'll have it in the event of a disaster. You have to flee your home in a hurry. Or also, if you're away from home and you need critical information that's personal, if you have your memory stick with you, you can put it in your computer and pull that information up wherever you may be. Again, you can find these items to order at our website, https www.hopeforsurvival.com, or you can email me at preparedness101@protonmail.com, and I will try to help you out. Again, thanks for checking out the Hope for Survival YouTube channel. Hope to see you again.